morning. For those who are familiar with my face, I bet you're sitting there thinking, drive lead. We know this man. What is this drive lead? Today the cap I'm wearing is the cap of drive lead. Before I get to drive lead capital, let me start by acknowledging the following. Santaco, all the structures of Santaco, the region all the way to the national. Salbo and the veterans, all the associations of Salbo represented today by Ndate Pasha, Lendate Kwabe. For those who don't know, Salbo within it has, as far as I know, north of 100 associations as members. And I acknowledge in absentia the executive president of Salbo, Madoda Joe Spanioni, the man that I'm also proud to be the chairman of his foundation, Joe Spanioni Foundation. The business partners who are here today, associations that are in JV with Ivory Park Taxi Associations, and even those that may not be in joint venture but they are in operation as well within the industry, I'd like to acknowledge you. Ipta executive, I'm too proud to be standing here today to be representing you and to be representing your ideas. I only met Ipta 7 years ago, no, 8 years ago. I can reveal my date, I'm confident with that. When I met the Ipta executive at that time, I was only 35 years old. And I had to fit into very heavy shoes that I will share a story with you about in a short moment. I'd like to acknowledge all the Ipta members and all the desks, the youth, the women, the choir, and all the members of Ipta. Government officials who are with us today, and our political representatives, including our councillors. And all members of the audience, Keremolina, good morning. Good morning. Ngarle apenika limonade today. Good morning. Orekichi kekere viva Ipta viva. Viva Ipta viva. The slogan of Ipta is we serve with pride. And I promise you, pride is what you find in the leadership of Ipta. The way that they lead with confidence and pride. This association is not a small association. But there is a statement of commitment as well. The statement of commitment, you may have seen it on their banners. It says Ipta is a community association. One thing I can tell you, they do indeed lead with pride, because Ipta is a symbol of leadership, not only in the association or in the industry, but in the community as well. In fact, Ivory Park is Ivory Park because of the gentlemen that you see here and the people that they serve with. Babetele Matso, this is a big party. In 2018, I was introduced to Ipta, and I met most of the gentlemen that are here today. At that time, we were about to develop Mall of Tembisa. And there was going to be carnage, apparently, according to many people. There was going to be spilling of blood, because where Mall of Tembisa is, it's actually in Ekurhuleni. And people know Ivory Park to be in Johannesburg. I was tasked with the responsibility of forging a relationship between Ivory Park Taxi Association and Tembisa Local Taxi Association. Remember, I said I was only 35 years old at the time. And the word on the street was what we saw happening at Mall of Africa is just about to repeat itself. But the kind of leadership that I found within Ipta proved to be more mature, more committed to serving the people of Ivory Park and Tembisa alike. We had a very lengthy process of discussions between the involved associations. And I promise you, umoya bowuphansi. This is a very strong leadership. We emerged out of those discussions with a taxi rank at Mall of Tembisa, and not a single bullet was shot, nobody lost their lives because of this very same leadership. That's when I was introduced to them, and I'm grateful for that cause. Thank you. It was through that gate that I was introduced into the taxi industry. It gave me access to the late Chairman Mkhonza, who became one of my mentors. It didn't end there. My job pushed me into very risky territories at the time. I had to find myself working in Pretoria, and there I was introduced to Ubaba Msibi at that time. I was introduced to the executive president, Ubaba Joe Spanion. And I know many other regions that I can mention. Wherever we are with developments, we get introduced to the taxi industry, because the taxi industry is so interwoven into the governance of this country. You've got to respect yourself for the power that you possess. Ladies and gentlemen, as I have said that I was introduced into the taxi industry from end to end, he who's standing before you today is one that understands this industry very well. When I was approached quite lately by Chairman Macheke, I was not surprised. All it was is I was quite honored that Chairman Macheke could see it fit to give me this task that I'm about to share with you. Chairman Macheke approached me and said, "Young man, we've got a job for you. We are currently leading Ipta. From those that supply us with vehicles to those that provide after-service products such as trackers and others. But we want to expand further, and not just for ourselves, but for the people that we lead. We want to create a legacy, and we want to expand and create more opportunities for our members, because we have seen, sadly, that the industry alone may not be enough. Therefore, we are looking to you for that particular task." It was at that time that a company was formed under the commission of Chairman Macheke, which is called Drive Lead Capital. The purpose of Drive Lead Capital, as commissioned by the chairman and his executive, is to be a company that will enable Ipta to spread its wings and venture into other industries with a PTY or a holding firm that can do business to business, with an intention to ensure that we enter into industries that we have never been into before, but at least having a leadership of people that understands such businesses. And I'm very happy to announce today, Chairman, that I took that job with open arms. And I believe I'm the right man for the job. eDrive Lead will bring change into the lives of the members of Ivory Park Taxi Association. You will hear more about it. We will explain the workings of this Drive Lead Capital company. We intend on ensuring that we go into property development, we go into transport business, we go even as far as mining, because Ipta as an association is supposed to be the base of the capital that we need for us to leap to the next stage. You may ask yourself, why Drive Lead? The term Drive Lead, if you have been at war or if you understand war, the car that drives right at the front with a soldier on top is called a Drive Lead. If you've got a pack of wolves, the wolf that walks ahead of the rest of the pack is called Drive Lead, which means Ipta wants to have an entity that will run ahead and ensure that it opens all the opportunities there is for its members. There is also a trust that we are working on, where we want every member of Ipta to be a beneficiary inside that trust. So that when we say to you, you are a shareholder, it must not be a voice or working lip service. You must be able to leave a legacy and wealth for your children and for your family. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. That is my job. We will talk later more about Drive Lead as it unfolds. Thank you.